Attention, you're in a queue. Reloading. That's the last of that squad.
Welcome to the channel, everybody. This is Mike from Fit for Gaming, bringing you the first ever Apex Legends video, and we're featuring the limited game mode Deja Loot. Now, before I get into the pros and cons and my dislikes and likes about this game mode, I've been meaning to stream and put out content for a very long time. I've been playing Apex Legends since it dropped last year to date, and people say that I need to share my knowledge. I need to, put out content. I should be streaming, yada yada. People have been talking my ear off, so here I am finally doing it. So if you ever want to play me, if you're watching, you're like, damn, I want to play with this guy, look at my gamertag in the bottom left. My gamertag is Mickey Sato. I play on the PlayStation 4, and no, that is not my real government name. I don't know how I'd feel about that. People just called me Mickey on the street, and just not for me. I'd feel like a mouse. Anyway, send me a message if you want to play with me. I usually appear offline, but if we can make something link between our schedules, then we can make it happen and get some dubs. Now, Apex Legends as a whole, this is my first run around from a Battle Royale standpoint. Never got into Fortnite, never got into PUBG or anything like that. So this is something that I've actually grown accustomed to. I really like this format. But I won't talk too much about that. I'll let the gameplay speak for itself, and we will cover the topic of discussion, which is the game mode Deja Loot. Now, I know that Deja Loot, it's already in the name. It's supposed to be repetitive. And as I go through this gameplay, I want to share my likes and dislikes about this game mode. Let's start with the dislikes. Give the bad news first, and then we'll finish with the good news. The bad news is the loot is in the exact same spot every game. Now, that really kind of brings the flavor out of Apex Legends for me. It's because there's an exhilarating rush. It's like an adrenaline rush when, you're landing hot with squads, and you're just wondering what you're going to get. Am I going to get good armor? Am I going to get a weapon? Am I going to get a good weapon? Or am I going to get a legendary item? It's kind of Russian roulette from a video game standpoint, and that is a lot of fun. I really I like going toe-to-toe with people and saying, hey, is my luck going to be better than your luck? Is my skill going to be better than your skill, and a mix of both? So I don't like that, the loot is in the same spot. Also because, people at this point know where the gold shields are, they know where the good weapons are, and they really just kind of go to that. And if you don't get that off the rip, then your plan is pretty much fucked. And that's not a lot of fun, So I like the randomness of the loot. I don't like that it's in the same spot. Same goes for the jump path. So the jump path changes from day to day, but for the most part, the jump path on any given day stays the same. And again, just like the loot, it kind of creates a repetitive stance on the game. For a battle royale where everything's supposed to be randomized and it's supposed to be a different experience every time, I don't know how I feel about it. But again, that's just my opinion. I know the name of the game is Deja Loot, so it's like, why should I complain about it? But aside from that, that is really the only two dislikes I have about this specific game mode. So let's go ahead and go into what I do like about this game mode. I like that the ring is always in the same spot. Now, this changes on a day-to-day basis as well. But it is one of those things that, whether you're a player that likes to get into the fight really quickly, or if you're a player that likes to camp the final spot, either way, you know where it's going to end, which essentially pushes more traffic towards, the final ring, which means you're getting to more gunfights, more shenanigans, and it creates just more fun of an experience from my standpoint. But I'm also a guy who likes to get my hands dirty. I'm not the kind of guy who cowers. I like to, I don't play Apex Legends to survive. I play it to kill people, as weird as that is. I want to put bullets on bodies and make people look like light work. That's just what I do. Now, another thing I do really enjoy, probably my favorite part about this game mode, are the Evo Shields. Now, the Evo Shields are basically a shield that gets upgraded as you do damage throughout the game. Now, this is more designed for people who can put up that damage. Now, you'll see in the bottom left, it'll say next Evo, and it'll say a damage indicator right there. That lets you know your progress. So, while we're looking at this, let's go through the different tiers of Evo Shields. So the first one, when you first pick up a Evo Shield, it only has 25 health, which is half of a regular shield, like a regular white shield. And it takes about 100 damage to upgrade it to level 2, which presents 50 health, which is equivalent to that of a white shield. Now, in this stage, in order to upgrade it to a level 3 Evo Shield, you need to put up 300 damage. So that's essentially, 2.5 people or 3 people, depending on, their level of armor and everything like that. Once you increase it to 300 damage, then you have a level 3 armor, which gives you 100 HP, which is equivalent to either that of, purple armor or gold armor. And it takes a whopping 500 damage in order to upgrade it to level 4, which is the red Evo Shield, and that'll give you 125 health. Now, I like this and I dislike this, meaning that I love the concept of the Evo Shield. I think it's amazing. What I will say, however, is that I prefer the gold shield over the red Evo Shield, and here's exactly why. You're probably thinking, why wouldn't you want more health? Well, the gold shield helps you heal faster. Now, if you're watching this gameplay, you can tell that I'm a kind of guy who likes to battle in and out of fights. Like, I'll take someone out, kind of disengage, heal, make sure I'm ready for the next person, and rinse and repeat. So in order for me to bounce in and out of fights, I would rather have a fast heal than that extra 25% health. And, that's just one of those things that, for whatever reason, I can usually buy the time to pop off a shield battery. And, when it's cut from 5 seconds to 2.5 seconds in the heat of battle, it's a huge game changer for me. Just because I'm a DPS guy, I like to put a lot of damage on people quickly, and I can do that. So in order for me to do that, it's important that I'm healing as fast as possible. So that's why I like the gold personally, but it is personal preference. If you're the kind of person who doesn't necessarily bounce in and out of the fights like I do, maybe you're just committing to every fight or going gung-ho, you're probably going to want more hit points, right? You're going to want 125. Now, I will say, don't pick up the Evo Shield, at least at a low level, if you're not accustomed to putting up a lot of damage right now, because chances are you're not going to upgrade it and you're going to walk around with a dinky shield. So I guess, one of the strategies you can use, and I sometimes do this with my people, is they'll find a gold shield, I'll level up my Evo Shield, and then once it gets to a high enough level, I'll switch with them. That way they don't have to do all the meet and greet work of leveling up an Evo Shield, and they can still get the benefits of the added health. So I love Evo Shields. I hope that's something that they always keep into the game, even beyond this little testing phase that they're doing. Aside from that, I love the limited time exclusive skins in the loading screens for Apex Legends characters as well. I'm a big fan of the cosmetics. Between Season 1 and Season 2, like, when it's coming out, it's kind of like, okay, everybody has it, it's not as cool. But it's something vintage about, rocking a vintage R301 skin from Season 1. Or maybe a Caustic skin from Season 2, Not that I use Caustic, that's actually my least favorite legend. Aside from that, it's always cool to have kind of that in your tool bag, especially because it's cool to have stuff not a lot of people have. So that is really my likes and dislikes about the game mode. Like, I am a big fan of the Evo Shield. I'm a big fan of the ring being in the same spot. I don't necessarily like the loot is in the same spot. I don't like that the jump path is on the same spot as well. I think Apex is going to take a swing and a miss at that and realize, yeah, they probably shouldn't do that again. But, that's why they test. While we're on the topic of new information, I do want to talk about the inventory. So the inventory with the backpack, I just don't know how I feel about it. Like, what they did is they took away big heal slots and small heal slots, meaning that instead of being able to carry 3 shield batteries and med kits per slot, you can only carry 2 now. And with syringes and shield cells, it went from 6 to 4. And the ammo was reduced from 80 to 60, which I use the R99. That is a big nerf to me as well. And lastly, the grenades, The grenades are one of those things where, frags, I'm a big arc star person. I like arc stars and thermites. I like all the grenades, actually. But it sucks when you're trying to flush out a squad or you're trying to kind of jumble the noise on a third party or something like that, and you have limited grenades. I don't know how I feel about grenades being 1 per slot. I think 2 was okay. I don't think people were abusing that. But then again, this is all testing. I guess they test it and sometimes it doesn't hit. For me, it's not really hitting. I think the extra slots are awesome. But beggars can't be choosers. I guess I'm adapting to it. It's not as bad. If they didn't give us more slots, I'd be a lot more mad about it. But it is what it is. So I can't really complain about it. And so yeah, this is kind of the gameplay I do. I'm going to be doing a lot of material coming up. I have a lot jot down on my notes right now, such as like aiming tutorials, battle strategies to help you win more gunfights, gun tutorials, like to see what style guns best fit you and how to make the most out of playing with those styles, character guides, that way you can actually maximize each legend to its full potential, and really a lot more content. Like this is just scratching the surface. Again, I've been meaning to do videos like this for a long time. I have a huge library of stuff to share with you, just clips that I've saved and never really gave to the world, but now I am looking to change that. So all in all, Deja Loot gets I'd say 1 thumb up and 1 thumb down. Like, it's one of those things that I really like it. I really like some aspects. I really like the Evo Shield, but aside from that, it's just another limited game mode that probably shouldn't be in Apex Legends. But hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Again, I'm having a lot more content coming up. Be sure to hit like, be sure to hit subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.